Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here at Sign-A-Mania, Fairless Hills. We're about to go in there and get some great interviews. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to be completely damaged.
Hello, ladies. The Big Val Boski here, Val Venus. And I'm here to tell you that you're watching Completely Damaged.
Welcome back to Completely Damaged, ladies and gentlemen. I am with AXL ROTTEN. AXL, thank you for your time.
My pleasure, man. I'll tell you one thing. If there was ever a show that's more adaptly titled to have me on it, it's Completely Damaged. Because if you look at me, physically I'm completely damaged, but that doesn't even begin to tell you how completely damaged I am up here. So if there was ever a show that AXL ROTTEN was custom made for, it's Completely Damaged.
Well, we won't touch on that today, but basically...
You're not going to touch on nothing. You touch on something, I'm calling the police, you start touching on me. I heard about you with touching things.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Now, AXL, how did you get started in professional wrestling?
Well, I got started in wrestling like most guys got started in the business. You know, I was a rat and I slept with one of the boys. No. How did I get in the bit?
You're talking about me.
I mean, that's what I heard. Basically, what I did, I went to a wrestling school and I showed up there and just started, showing up every day. And they wouldn't talk to me because I was young. I was only like 16 years old. After about 2 weeks of hanging out and doing nothing, they said, "All right, kid, get in the ring." So for like the next month, they proceeded to kick my ass to see if I was going to come back. So every day I came back, and then about like a month and a half into it, the guy's like, "All right, Brian at the time, I wasn't actually yet. Brian, get in the ring." I was like, "Oh no, here we go, another ass kicking." Then the next thing you know, they started teaching me, and I went every day. I mean, I had my first match when I was 17 years old. So, unfortunately nowadays these guys aren't trained the right way with this whole, the way their guys are brought in. They're basically models who become wrestlers. I was brought in the way old school, brought up through the ranks, trained to the school, went to the territories and wrestled. But it's not like that anymore. But that's how I broke in, and I would never change that for anything. I love this business, and I love the way I got brought into it. The hard way, working in Memphis for 40, 50 bucks a night. But I got to wrestle guys like Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I'm talking about guys that could teach me how to wrestle. These young kids today, you guys out there call yourselves wrestlers, you guys don't know how to work because you're not going to get the opportunity to go to those territories, wrestle those guys, and learn how to be a professional wrestler. The business has changed a lot since I broke in.
Now, you talked about people teaching you how to wrestle like Jerry Lawler. What's the one veteran that taught you the best?
Well, I'll tell you, I was lucky to have been able to wrestle a lot of guys that are very talented. Like I said, people nowadays, if you, I'm kayfabe a little bit, if you can't talk over your match, these guys get so nervous. Well, back in my early days when I first started off, we were in completely different locker rooms. I would be at one end of the building, the baby faces on one side, heels on the other side. You didn't even talk to the guy till you got in the ring. I remember the first time I met Eddie Gilbert was in the ring. We locked up together. He goes, "How you doing?" Eddie Gilbert pushed me off. So boom, that's how we met each other. I'll say the way I learned the most was just through continuing to do it. I mean, the people say, "How long you been in the wrestling business?" I hear guys say, "I've been wrestling 10 years." I'm like, "Well, how many matches you had?" "Well, I wrestled maybe once every other month." That's not doing it. I mean, when I was in Memphis down south, I wrestled sometimes 30, 40 times a month. Twice on Saturday, every night of the week. So, I mean, I don't think there's any one person that really was something that taught me a lot. It's just the culmination of being able to work with guys that were super talented, and I just absorbed everything I could throughout those years.
What are your thoughts on wrestling in Philly, especially the ECW arena?
Well, near and dear to my heart, Philadelphia has always been. It's the place where I can unequivocally say that's where I made my reputation, that's where I made my name, that's where AXL ROTTEN became, a hardcore piece of history.